Welcome to Comfort Havoc number 2. I'm your host, Echo Van Grey Wolf. Alright, so first, before we do anything, we want to first give our condolences to Miss Renee Good, but I also learned that before Miss Renee Good got unalived by ICE agent, a black man named Kenneth Porter also got unalived by ICE agent. So, if you guys can take a few minutes to pray for Mr. Porter and Miss Good, that would be great. Um, you don't have to do it right now. I'm not gonna do it on camera, but I'm gonna say this, man. ICE is a real pain in the ass, and they are bad people. Maybe not all of them, but the good ones sure as fuck ain't standing out saying something or doing anything about it. Miss Good's life was taken. She was not a murderer. She was a lesbian or a member of the alphabet community, and the punk ass bitch just shot her. And fuck you, Dean Cain. That's also going to be a theme running here, just like it is on my TikTok. Fuck you, Dean Cain. Um, they're trying to cover it up. Miss Gnome was able to kill a puppy, and PETA never went after her, never got her arrested, and then this bitch got a high dollar government job. Alright? Fuck that shit. PETA has prevented Native Americans from having rites of passage in Seattle and in Alaska, and yet this bitch shoots a fucking puppy. Now, before anybody go get mad at me about the whole rites of passage thing, I am part Native, and rites of passage in certain tribes have their young men go out and hunt a whale to come back to the village to feed the village. Now, I call it a village. I know that's not all tribes call it a village, but to make it so that you understand, it's a village. All right? And PETA didn't go after the construction company that stopped tribal people from getting the fish that was coming upstream because they blocked all that shit off. And even the bears were getting hungry. And this was in Seattle, where the other tribes, one was in Alaska, the Inuit, and then there was a tribe in Seattle or in Oregon. I can't remember which one. Maybe it was in both. But PETA pretty much got on their ass about you can't be killing whales, or they had some kind of agreement where as a man comes into age he can only kill one whale, so you have to now have like 4 or 5 guys like between 15 and 18 go out as their rites of passage, and all of y'all gotta stab the same fucking whale. It's a long fucking story, and it's happened in the late 80s, early 90s. They made a movie about it called Whaling, but it's not relevant. But you got this woman with her 20-gallon hat calling another woman a terrorist. Yet that woman with the 20-gallon hat was allowed to shoot a fucking puppy. A puppy. The bitch could have just took the puppy back to the SPCA. Could have just said, look, I can't afford to keep the dog. Not that she can't afford to keep the dog because she's got money, but because the dog is too rambunctious and out of control. You could have gave any legal excuse than putting a fucking bullet into the dog and get away with that shit. So why is it okay for Miss Gnome to murder a puppy? Nothing done. This ICE agent murders a mother of 3 who happens to be a member of the alphabet community. Everybody spins it off. JD Vance, punk bitch ass, spins it off. Felon 47's punk bitch ass, spins it off. Christy Gnome dubbed her a domestic terrorist. At some point at some time, and I've been calling this for like the better part of the whole last year, and please don't take this wrong if you happen to be a Caucasian or a European American. I said this before, I'll say it again. He's not going to stop until he kills somebody white. Congratulations. They've killed somebody white. They've been killing people who were black. They killed people who were Mexican. They digitally enhanced tattoos on a man who don't have tattoos and sent him to El Salvador in the worst prison ever. And we need to stop this bullshit from happening. And if you happen to be white and not racist, you need to step up and stand up and say some shit. Because really, we need you more than you need us right now. And I said that shit out loud because that shit is the fucking truth. We need non-racist white people to stand up against their racist white counterparts. Now, again, I did say don't take that shit the wrong way if you're white, but I'm not wrong. And I'll say this to the end of time. Everybody can be racist. Doesn't matter what fucking color you are, everybody can be racist. But I will, and not everybody will agree with that statement. I don't give a fuck if you don't. But we just got to agree to disagree. But I have been the victim of racism from all three of the bloodlines that I'm in. I've been the victim of racism from natives. It wasn't that bad, but it's still racism. 2 natives, 1 day. Been the victim of white racism. Wasn't that bad. About seven in all, maybe 8 at the most. And unfortunately, I've been the victim of racism from black people, and that's, I can count on my fingers and toes because of being mixed and how many racist black people I've had to deal with. Do I hate all blacks or Asians or natives or whites for being racist? No, I just hate the racist ones. Everybody else, I'm good. As long as you're not racist, you're always welcome wherever the fuck I am. It's if you are racist, I'll be honest with you. If you are honest with me about your racism, there's a spot here for you. If you are not honest with me about your racism, you're the one I gotta worry about. See, if I know you racist, I know you're not gonna let me date your daughter, or marry her, or put one of my sperm cells into her eggs and have a little mixed baby. But see, I at least know it. So if I know it, I ain't got to push that envelope like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck his daughter, I'm gonna get her pregnant, and then he's gonna have to like me. No, he not. He killed me and her and the baby, and that has been done throughout history, whether y'all want to believe it or not. So there are things you need to understand in life. No one is above racism. No one. And y'all gonna have to agree to disagree. Felon 47 though, ain't above lying. JD Vance ain't above lying. That fucking person that was the ICE agent needs to be fired and locked the fuck up. I'm sorry if y'all don't like that shit, but he needs to be fired and he needs to be locked the fuck up. Sorry, I'm on a time schedule for the next few minutes anyway. And he does. He needs to be fired and he needs to be locked the fuck up. And you don't have to agree with it, but all of them do. And here's the part where I piss off you Felon 47 supporters. There's been a lot of AI going around about him and the Epstein list and starting a war this and starting a war that. And, you know, the whole point being that if that's the case, you know, why are these people still in charge? Now, in case you haven't known, a couple of times I have been racially profiled since Felon 47 got in the office. And I have literally had to walk places and have cops assume that I was Mexican. That's why I got up close and personal with y'all, so you can understand where I'm coming from. The AI message has Trump screaming, I can't let the Epstein files out, start a war or something. Not too long after that AI message dropped, and I'm saying it's an AI message because I can't confirm that shit's real. I don't really give a fuck. They went out to Venezuela. They killed 2 guys on a boat who couldn't defend themselves or escape. They are currently trying to figure out a way for him to run Venezuela, and they're also going after Greenland. Now, I could be wrong because I'm not a lawyer. I do have a degree in police science and criminal justice, but there are some things that they didn't teach me, like, is it legal for the president to actually run America and Venezuela at the same time? I don't know, which is why I said all of this has been the biggest distraction to keep us away from the fucking Epstein files, which the AI said, if I go down, I'm taking all of you down with me because he is the Epstein list. And there's a lot of people, maybe here on this page and maybe somewhere else following me, that knows I'm telling the fucking truth and that I can't stand this man. I would say I hate him, but hate is the smallest word that I can use for how I feel about Felon 47. Do I want anything bad to happen to him? Nah, because I'm a strong believer in karma. And I know for a fact, karma doesn't fucking forget an address. You know, it doesn't. And I made a TikTok about this earlier. 5 videos. If you don't start none, there won't be none. But no matter what you do, karma will always find you. Even if you don't do anything bad, karma still tends to rear its ugly head just to cause you some kind of fucking aggravation in life. And you're going to have to deal with that shit whether you fucking like it or not. Simple point, man. Look, Felon 47 is nothing but trouble. And he's going to put a target on our back. And you need to be watching the news, all of it. Internet news, actual news. Hell, watch some of the fake news and do what you want with that. But the point being made is that they went into a country that we ain't had no business in and decided to go after the dictator in charge or whatnot. And now he wants to take over that country and take their oil and some more shit. He was supposed to be the no wars president. He was supposed to end the war between Russia and the Ukraine day one. That's still happening. You don't hear much about it, but it's still happening. And he seems to be favoring Putin, while everyone else seems to be favoring Skalinsky, whatever, the fucking Ukrainian leader who's actually on the front lines fighting with his soldiers and his men, where our president ain't got the balls to do that. He not gonna suit up. Well, now he can't because motherfucker's pushing 90 years old. But he dodged the draft 3 times. Even Jesse the Body Ventura signed off on that one with the whole little Minnesota incident with Miss Renee Good, who unalived by fucking damn. No, fuck that. The woman was murdered by a punk ass bitch ICE agent. I think his name was something Ross. And it's unacceptable. It's unfucking acceptable. And the thing is that, you know, she didn't have to die. She had 3 children. ICE has gotten out of control, and fuck you, Dean Cain. And people don't be saying nothing. Again, last year, when he got in office, I had been racially profiled at least 6 times. 3 going to work, 3 coming home. 7 technically, because 1 coming from a Butterfly Vendetta concert. Shout out to Butterfly Vendetta, excuse me. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm actually a black man, legally. My birth certificate says Negro. I am triracial, but by all accounts of the government, James Williams Jr., aka Echo Fang Grey Wolf, is a fucking black man. If you run my birth certificate, it's going to let you know that I'm a Negro. It's not going to tell you that I'm mixed, because back in 1973, they didn't have that shit on the option. They didn't. Because my parents are also mixed. My grandparents are mixed. My mama's daddy was a quadroon or octoroon. My daddy's daddy was black. But my daddy's mama was native. And my mama's mama was native and black. See how complicated that shit is? There's always enigmas. There's always outliers. And I happen to be one of them. But Felon 47 is a racist. And I get it if you supported him. Except for if you are black. Or if you are native. Or if you are Asian. I don't get why the fuck you would support a guy who would spit in your fucking face. Who wouldn't let you or your parents or your grandparents live in their housing complex. Marcus C. on there. A guy who decided on his first couple of weeks in office last year he was going to get rid of DEI. And he was going to remove black people and native people from military history. I.e., Tuskegee Airmen, gone. Navajo Code Tookers, gone. Jackie Robinson, gone. He said he was going to go to Arlington and put all the people who were of color, put a C on their fucking graves, and then have all of them removed from history. Can't remove them from the surface of what they've done because they're fucking dead, and people aren't saying anything. And this is why I hate J.D. Vance. I ain't gonna lie about this shit. I can't stand that punk ass bitch. He was a fucking soldier. And he said nothing. He did nothing when this motherfucker said, hey, well, let's get the Gulf of America versus the Gulf of Mexico. That, you know, I can let that go. You know, I can let that go. It's the Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico. It doesn't fucking matter to me because I'm never gonna go there. But what I can't let go is the second this motherfucker look at all the military people and said, especially since this punk ass bitch ain't served. And Vance did serve and didn't say shit. Same thing with William Earl fucking Sears, this fucking Marine bitch. Neither one of them made effort one at the ass end of January and the opening of February. And she's black and Vance is white. And this motherfucking Felon 47 came out of his mouth with, we're gonna remove the Tuskegee Airmen out of military history as a part of DEI being removed. I don't give a fuck about DEI. I know it involves me being able to get jobs. Diversity, equity, inclusion. I'm pretty sure I butchered that on some level or another. I don't give a fuck about that. I give a fuck that this motherfucker had the nutsack to remove black military men out of military history when this punk bitch didn't serve. But see, as bad as that is, as bad as that fucking is, the fact that a black woman who served, Winsome Earl Sears, fuck you bitch, and JD Vance, fuck you, you punk ass bitch, who won't defend your wife, had no dog in the fight for him removing actual people who fucking served in the military while his punk ass was Captain Bone fucking Spurs and didn't serve. And not only that, he doubled down. Before February was up, he went after the Navajo Code Talkers and Jackie Robinson. The same motherfuckers in his first term that he made fun of Elizabeth Warren and her 5% Native American indigenous heritage and talk about some, you guys are very important, pinning medals on these Native Americans now, who still don't have water rights, by the way. And he goes, there was someone here who was just as old as you and more important. She's been here for a very long time. We call her Pocahontas. And the fucking native dude did everything he could not to laugh. But he still laughed. You know. And that shit won't cool. My computer's doing some funny shit. So if you want to see why my face went to hell in the back, the Adobe something or another kicked in. And it wiped my camera out. But it was still recording, so we're good. And then the fact that Vance, and again, Winsome Earl Sears, fuck both of you punk ass bitches, and throw a fuck you in for Dean Cain because he wants to join ICE and he's half Japanese and half white, but he fails to understand that those same agents that killed Miss Good last week would have done the same thing to his fucking grandfather besides throwing him in a fucking entrapment camp. You understand where we're going here? Hopefully I'm teaching you something. Hopefully you understand that the danger from within sometimes wears the same skin as you. And I said this before and I'll say it again. He's not going to stop until he kills the right white person. I'm praying that never happens again, and as far as I'm concerned, killing Miss Good was the right white person. And y'all need to wake the fuck up. Y'all need to wake the fuck up because this shit's not a fucking joke. ICE has killed black people. ICE has killed Hispanic people. ICE has killed now a white person. And when I did this shit on TikTok, I literally did the CCR song, Fortunate Son. Some folks are born. Let me do it the way I did it there. Your ears are going to bleed for a few seconds, so I apologize in advance. Some folks are born ready to wear the flag. Oh, the red, white, and blue. And when they play, hail to the chief, well, oh, they point the cannons at you. It ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't that rich man's son. Nah, it ain't me. It ain't me. I'm not that fortunate one. Oh, some folks are born with a silver spoon in hand. Oh, they sending y'all to war. And when they ask, how much do we kill? The answer's always more. Yeah, it ain't me. It ain't me. I ain't that rich man's son. Nah, it ain't me. It ain't me. I'm not that fortunate one. I can't remember the third verse because I think I got the first and second verse fucked up. But the point being made is Baron is 18. Excuse me. Baron is 19. Prince Harry had to serve. Prince William had to serve. Kim Jong-un had to fucking serve in the military for their countries. America is the only country where you're not forced to serve for 2 to 3 years as a man when you hit 18. BTS, every last one of them, has had to serve. And welcome back to K-pop because they're about to come back out with a new album. But they had to wait for the other guy to get the fuck out of the thing. So, you know, smooth like butter. An innocent undercover. I don't know the fucking words, but you know who it is. Now, For the record, most Asian countries, I don't think the Philippines, but like China, Japan, and Korea, it is mandatory that every young man under 18 serves at least 2 years in the military. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a veteran. Fucked me up when I found that. I was like, oh, Commando actually served. I said, that would explain why it wasn't that hard for him to do Commando, because the motherfucker literally actually served. And he has a tank. He literally has a fucking tank. I don't know how he pays for that, where he parks it, but it's Arnold, so nobody's really going to be like, hey, yo, Arnold, you late on the taxes. Tank comes down. What? I'll be back. No. Yeah, you're good on the taxes, Arnold. We're out. Because we don't know if that motherfucker got armaments or that motherfucker or not. And if you're smart, you're not going to question Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyway, point being made is that Baron's old enough to serve. And Baron had to register whether he liked it or not. Because I had to register, because this is how this works. You turn 18, you're a grown-ass man in America. And if you don't register for selective service, there's a $10,000 fine and some jail time. And you get to choose one or the other. No, you don't. The government gets to choose one or the other. If you don't register, they can arrest you and lock your ass up. And then make you pay the $10,000 fine. But you can't pay if you lock the fuck up. See the ironically in there? So, if he's not going to make Baron serve, he has no rights whatsoever to tell anybody in the military shit. Because his punk ass bitch didn't serve. Now, in the closing thing, because I got to get ready to go get my niece off the bus, so I may have to make a second part. In the final thing of this, and I need y'all to understand something. 1, I served. 2, he didn't. And 3, life is not a fucking game. And just because you're sitting at the top and you got all these motherfuckers protecting you, you're not going to be free from karma. And I will make a second part. So that will solve this problem, because in 10 minutes I got to be outside to get the bus and get my niece off the bus. And then I can continue. Anyway, that being said, I'm Echo Fan Grey Wolf. This is Kung Fu Africa number 2. Be seeing